Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're gonna be talking about 5 heroes that pros are just feeding with. And you know something, if pros generally feed with the hero, it probably means you're gonna feed with the hero as well. Now that's not a guarantee, because, there's patches where Spectre isn't getting picked in the pro scene, but it reliably has a 55% win rate in pubs, but nah. These heroes I'm about to talk about are the heroes that pros are just, they're just doing horrible. Even in the recent major, awful. And so yeah, if you want to avoid picking heroes that do nothing, this video will help you with that. But nonetheless, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I want to let you guys know that I just made about a 20-minute replay analysis on a mid-Slark game I played where I talk about creating space and how to push your limits to basically the furthest point that you can so that you become a better and more risky player. Because most players, when they gank and try to make plays, I don't know, they either don't do anything or go to the wrong part of the map and end up griefing their team. So that video will help you correct those mistakes. And let's get into it. Alright, so our first hero on the list, this one, I am 100% sure you cannot pick. Do not pick this hero. Do not pick it. Don't pick it. Tiny. Okay, now, sure, the sample size of what I'm looking at is 19 games. But, to be fair, that's a decent amount of games. It really is. It's a decent amount of games. But nonetheless, out of those 19 games, Tiny, in this recent major, has won 4. He's won 4 out of 19 games, which puts him at a 21% win rate. On Dire, the hero has a 14% win rate. Now, you might be saying, oh, well, is it fine in pubs? No, it's not fine in pubs. The hero has a 44% win rate in pubs, and frankly, I'm even a little bit surprised. Even though that's one of the lowest win rates in all of Dota, it's actually higher than I thought it would be. I don't know, yes, Tiny, the hero still plays a very high tempo, but man, I just think back to the days where Tiny had gigafar toss range, really high movement speed, everything going for it as a position 4. Now, I don't know, the movement speed just got nerfed again, and Tiny is a hero that relies on movement speed. I'm pretty sure its movement speed has been reduced by 10 over the last few months. I'm not exactly sure on that, but it did just get nerfed by 5, I can tell you that for sure. And the hero is a roamer, it needs to move around the map. Even if you play it mid, it's a roamer. And so it just loses movement speed, and it's like, I don't know, what does the hero do? It just kind of feeds a lot of the time. And so yeah, I'm going to keep it really simple. I don't recommend picking it as a mid. I don't recommend picking it as a 4. If you are going to play it, I highly recommend you play it with like a kill lane in the off lane. For example, Prophet. I think Viper's probably the best one, to be honest, because you can toss back into like poison attack and toss back into another toxin with avalanche and another toxin. There's some viability in that, but overall, not a fan of this hero. If you're looking for position 4s to pick, I think heroes like Hoodwink are better. Melee 4s that are better. I think Clock is not great, but better. I think Nyx Assassin is quite solid and much better. And so those are sort of your other options. Next up, I'm gonna keep this one short. The hero got like some of the hardest nerfs in all of Dota relatively recently, and that is Void Spirit. The hero was a first phase pick hero. He didn't get banned too much just because, I don't know, he never really was like stompy. I think some teams would ban it against like Quincy Crew because CCC spammed it, or like any team that has a spammer, but Void Spirit for a while was just one of the most reliable heroes in Dota. Its E, Resonant Pulse, makes it like one of the most reliable laners because it simply blocks physical damage, and physical damage in the laning stage is typically most of the damage you're going to tank, whether or not it's from creeps or from a hero. Its W, Dissimulate, is a flash farming mechanic, and its Q, if you want to go roamy mode, is a stun. It really is just one of those heroes that is super versatile, and for a while, it showed. It had a high win rate, and it was getting first phase picked, which is a good sign of a nice hero. But now, out of 8 games, which is not too much, but out of 8 games, it has a 13% win rate. Yes, it's won 1 game out of the 8. And to be fair, also in pubs, the hero is not doing too well. It's not popular, and even with the people that do pick it, it only has a 47% win rate. And it is a hero you also need to practice quite a bit to get good at. Its Q is wonky, Dissimulate's a little bit wonky, and even its ultimate, that's probably the easiest out of those 3 spells to use, but you get the point. Next up on the list is Phantom Assassin. Now, I really do believe that Phantom Assassin isn't that bad. I really do want to give the hero some credit. I think it has this really strong 3-item timing if you can get there. And that's really the key here. Phantom Assassin, when it gets Battle Fury Desto BKB, is a menace. It really kind of can take over the game and control, especially in pubs. It can really pop off if you abuse that timing. But kind of the big problem here is that it's hard to get there. That's always been the issue with PA. It doesn't have a great laning stage. It's not a flash farmer. And so really, it kind of requires for you to be in a lane that can sustain or somehow win, maybe within a dying, I don't know. And then it just doesn't farm that fast. I mean, compared to a hero like Luna, who's doing quite well right now, how do you keep up? How do you keep up? I have no idea. I have no idea how you keep up. And then you're just going to get out-itemized, and you basically have to rely on this mid-game timing I'm talking about. And as I said, I do think the hero has some viability. If you do pick it into like all physical damage drafts that you can take the blur talent against, or just, you know, blur in general. But overall, it's just struggling right now. Next up on the list is Centaur Warrunner. I really was on the fence about Centaur. Last patch, he got hit pretty hard. Vanguard got nerfed, Sange got nerfed, Stampede cooldown got nerfed. Really, just so many things about this hero got nerfed. There was almost 5 nerfs in total. And I was on the fence because ever since they removed all this like crazy movement speed from all the heroes, right? There's basically no heroes in Dota right now that can go over haste. In fact, I think there are literally none. Centaur is nice because he brings everyone to haste. It's really hard to catch up to his team, and it gives you a good way to initiate when heroes can't break that cap, right? You can all be at the same pace and outrun the enemy team. But it kind of doesn't make up for the fact that now, after all of his nerfs, and because I think people are also sort of trying to, or starting to figure out Centaur, figure out how they want to play against him, avoid him, and so on, just play around him in general, and he kind of got crushed, the hero seems to be struggling. I mean, Centaur in general has always had the issue where he kind of just, if he doesn't have a good start, he really does just struggle. I mean, the hero's stun is awkward. It did get that big buff previously, right? But the hero stun is awkward. Double Edge is just a, I don't know, it's just a mediocre spell. And then Retaliate, you want to max it, but now you want to max it, but they nerfed what kind of made it good, right? They nerfed out Vanguard and the healing strategies in general. And so, I don't know, I don't recommend picking this hero. I think if you're going to look to pick a tanky offlaner and you just need a new one to practice and play, Mars is your option. I think Bristleback is fantastic in pubs. There's a lot of good options, so just keep your mind open. And I know you guys are going to thrive if you learn to flash farm and pick these more greedy offlaners like Bristles and Mars. And last, but certainly not least, is actually one of the most picked heroes of the tournament, which is kind of sad, but that's Morphling. To be fair, the hero does have a 42% win rate on Dire, but that's really the only good thing I can say about it when it comes to this tournament. Currently, in the We Play Major tournament, it has 17 games played and has won only 6. That is a 35% win rate. Extremely bad, obviously. That is not very good for 17 games. You would obviously want more so be around that 50% win rate. Now, why is Morphling bad? I mean, I'm trying to figure it out myself because some games you're playing Morphling, it feels like the best hero in Dota. It really does. It's like it does a lot of damage, you turn into someone, you get 2 sets of spells, and you just outcarry a lot of people, right? You farm pretty quickly if you get off to a good start with the new Manta buffs. So Morphling, in my opinion, has a lot going for it. They even made it where your level 1 isn't nearly as bad as it was in the past, so you'd kind of imagine that, oh, Morphling's gonna be on top, but over and over again, the hero just seemingly continues to struggle. I don't want to say it's like because of the whole mana thing, right? Considering the fact that you run out of mana, you can't cast your spells. I don't think the mana problems is really where the issue lies. It just seems like there's a lot of death ball going on, a lot of like AoE teamfight, and I don't know, Morphling is just struggling to come online before anything actually matters. The hero can go Dragonlance into Manta, which is a pretty early game build, but I still don't see it really carrying games. On top of that, I will say that I think Scotty is just like the nuttiest thing in the game when it comes to countering Morphling. I'm not going to say that, oh, once a Scotty's in the game, Morphling can't play. It's kind of close to that, though. It really does feel pretty close to that. Reason being is it reduces his healing by 40%. Then, there's also Spirit Vessel. So not only can he not heal from Scotty, there's Spirit Vessel, and there's also Shiva's as well, and so there's just a lot of ways to prevent this hero from healing. On top of that, one of the most popular supports in the game right now is Ancient Apparition, and so anytime a team picks Morphling, if AA is not banned out, it gets picked, and Morphling's game is pretty screwed. I mean, I have seen Morphling beat AA, but it's very uncommon. It's not like your average thing to see Morphling beat AA. One thing I will say about Morphling that you should always keep in mind is that even though I am kind of ragging on the hero quite a bit, always keep in mind, if you learn how to play this hero's laning stage at a very high level, if you learn how to basically min-max this hero in the laning stage and outplay and bait people, if you're in the lower ranks, you will stomp, you will pop off, because people don't really know what Morphling does. They always underestimate it, they overextend, and you end up sort of just killing them. It's sort of like Enchantress in low ranks. Most people can't play it, and so it feeds, but if you do happen to become someone who figures it out, or even, you know, something like the likes of Amiibo, you're gonna do extremely well. And lastly, one that surprises me, I don't even know, like, I am looking at the official stats on the website, but Axe, a hero that has seemingly been getting picked with, like, a decent amount of consistency as a safe laner, is not doing that well. The hero has a 38% win rate. Now, recently, it's really odd to me, it really is. This whole safe lane Axe meta has just popped back up. The hero is buying, I'm literally seeing people buy Brown Boots, Vanguard, Manta Shard. Obviously, they're still gonna buy Blink, maybe Blade Mail, and AC and BKB, but it's just, it's odd to me because, like, it got nerfed, and then it sort of came into the meta. I mean, people were picking it before it got nerfed, right? Axe Carry definitely felt very good to me, and I think a lot of people felt the same way, but now it's getting picked more after it got hard nerfed. Like, the shard nerfs were pretty big, and it's not necessarily winning, at least based on these stats. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, of course, but I don't know, like, I definitely think the Axe build is pretty strong. It seemingly does a ton when it gets ahead. It flash farms almost faster than many other carries. Really, Axe Carry is one of the fastest farmers in Dota, so a lot of respect to that. And that's why I can't really figure out why this hero is not doing that well. I will say that Axe has always had this problem where he takes a while to come online, and so if he gets off to a bad start, Axe can be pretty miserable, really. This hero from behind is like, whew, it's not good, just like me. Alright, but nonetheless, if you guys enjoyed this video, smash the like button and subscribe. And of course, in the comment section down below, leave what hero you think is absolutely unplayable. What hero do you see the pros picking that you're like, stop picking it? Mine, for instance, I didn't put it in this video because it's not getting picked that much, but my hero is Monkey King. I do not know what Monkey King does. What does Monkey King do? When does this hero win? Every single game I see it played, it's like a decent laner, so it does fine in the lane, and then it just doesn't do any damage. Like, it literally looks to me like it never does any damage. Its ultimate just seemingly gets kited 99% of the time. I just don't get it. I know Secret's picking it, but I swear they lost most games they picked it, right? Not every game, I know, but most games they pick it. I don't know. Just please stop picking Monkey King. Even in her pubs, I'm pretty convinced this is one of the worst heroes in Dota. I really do feel that way. It's gotten nerfed so much since the day of its release. But alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace. And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website, where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.